Morning, everybody, and welcome to Mystics MMOs. I am your host, Mystic Raven. All right, so back on DCUO. Why? There's an event. So I'm taking advantage of it as much as possible. Where do you find events? Well, under the events tab. There's the Titans event going on this weekend, meaning you're getting double experience. I must have done that after midnight. That one after midnight. Probably switch tunes really quick. I think I can do it on my troller. But you definitely want to take advantage of the events. Kind of comes in handy. Got to get those marks. You can also do the quests, I believe. They will also reward you with double marks as well, though they only typically give one per that you do. So, and I don't think I'm locked out of any of these. Well, I am locked out of that one, but I can do all these ones. So, looks good. First off, I'm going to hit that vault. A lot of things to do.
Welcome, welcome, one and all. What will it be? Something to flatten your opponent? Just some useless crap. Who knows?
Weird lag there for a second. Alright. I think that's pretty much about it. Okay, I'm always going to check to see what I got. Already have that. It's going in the trash. Hold on to that one for a minute. I already have that. Okay. Now. Let's go ahead. Need those stabilizers. We're going to queue it all up. Except that one. And so I'm good on that. I'm good on that. All right. Got a lot of tunes, so we can take advantage of it. Currency, let's... Or not. I think this is the duo. It is. I'll switch to DPS.
I'm sending in members of Task Force X to assist you. I don't want to hear any complaints. You will.
For me, the Titans are family. They are the first people I ever met after arriving on Earth. Nightwing was the first Earthling I ever kissed, even if it was just to learn English. He was also my first love. In my time on the team, I have learned to become a leader, and in some ways, a mother. You prepare me in so many ways for everything life could offer. Well thought, Donna.
Okay.
Perfect. Gizmo has prepared a virus to take control.
So I have 58 Titan credits already. It's kind of cool.
One catch. I need you to upload the virus into the mainframe first. Simon says, don't blow your cover.
Don't worry.
Thank you, Donna. I'll go join Gar in the control room and we can begin our session. Today you take your first steps towards becoming
Kind of reminds me of Marvel's Danger Room.
I'm gonna rock your world.
Shields, man, shields. Shields, yo. Get those shields on.
Go ahead.
Especially if we're going to be melee. Still out DPSing me because he's higher.
Excellent work, team. Let's take a moment to talk and enough with this child's play, alien girl. It's time to prove who the true Titan is. You two, face me if you're not cowards. Damien, stop this right now.
Hey, tough guy. You're not gonna let little orphan alien tell you what to do, are you? Aren't you supposed to be Batman's son?
I am the heir of the demon and the Dark Knight, and you will show me respect even if I have to beat it from you.
Robin's out of control. Beast Boy, shut down the simulation.
Kirk, what's up? You have a hero? I have 2 heroes. My highest is like CR50 though. I mainly play villain, but I do have 2 heroes. Can I help your hero out? I don't know if I'll be getting on the hero. I might be getting on it a little bit later. I'm trying to get like the credits on a couple of my twos just so I could purchase some of the gear. Because we got that double credits. But if I get on it, sure.
The doors are locked tight. I
I haven't been on my heroes in a minute.
See if the controls inside the simulator are operational.
Okay. I actually think most of the gear I'm good with, so I'm just going to take the furniture.
Human safety protocols disengaged.
Recruits, fight as though your lives depend on it.
Who are you?
Pretty good.
Let me show you.
Okay. Alright, my hero name is Destruction itself. Okay. Definitely, thanks, man. Excuse me. Yeah, one of the main reasons I went villain in the beginning was the pop was really high for heroes at one time. So I definitely wanted to, like, I guess, play villain at the time when, you know, when I was trying the PvP and everything. So it's kind of why I ended up with a lot of villains. I mean, a lot of villains. I haven't even hit my trinket. So sad.
Simulator summons the demon Trigon, Raiden's father.
Oh, I see. Yeah, it's why. It's one of the reasons I went villain in the beginning. I like hitting that CC when it's needed. Perfect. Good shit. Good shit. I probably will take
We have a problem.
the belt.
Something is wrong with the tower. All of our security and defense protocols
Nice.
are going haywire. I need eyes on
Promethean
the ground out there
lockbox.
ASAP.
Gotta love them.
You heard the man.
Ooh. Not too bad. Oh, nice. Excelente. That was awesome. Alright, so that event's done, so I still need stabilizers.
Amanda Waller here. You have been appropriated by the Suicide Squad. You will comply and work with the...
Cool. Okay. Trying to remember how to do stabilizers. Collect enough and it will automatically form a fully functional. Got you. Don't know how many you need. Holy spliff. It's a lot. Okay. There we go. All right, I did get that belt too. Might as well check that out. Definitely upgrade. Slot that. All right, now we're gonna save our loadout. Anytime you add armor, make sure you save your load out. There, got it right before. Just in case I have to switch to troll. Titan credit 60. And marks, I definitely need more marks too. Marks of victory at 15. Let's go ahead and all right. Get this done. Queue it. Let's go to the base really quick. I could also go to Titans. I do have a mission there I gotta finish. First I want to see my next piece. I need to get, what is that? Yes, please. One's, what? 186 is my next CR unlock for content. Wobblers. 25. 43 for a neck. Well, that's pretty high. 65 for the back. So the back is something I definitely should be pushing for, but the rings are up there too. $14 and $11. I think I am going to go with that neck. Okay. 170. Okay, I'm going to save this template. Nope, too late.
Amanda Waller here.
Cool.
This is now a Suicide Squad operation.
They got a troll.
Members of Task Force X will be assisting you until the objectives are complete. Play nice.
Excellent.
Nice work locating the base. Houston 5.
It's okay. Jericho's in control.
We have a small problem. Shiver.
Titans. First you murder Grant, and now you turn Joseph against me?
Look out! Hive troops heading our way.
Go. No tank though. It's gonna suck. Credits, nice. I'll take the head. So I think there's one over here. Fuck. I'll get it in a minute.
End of the line, Titans.
Where are they, Deathstroke? Where are our friends?
Why don't you ask Terra where they are? She was so...
I'm always going to be towards the bottom of the damage because my rolls, I'm a troll.
like putty in my hands. She even thinks I'm the father she never had.
You son of a...
Shut it, kid. You came for a fight? So fight.
the shit out of him. Ooh. Morning. Hope you have a good day at work there, Cal. Just trying to work the events.
Jericho?
It's me. Let's go save your friends.
Let's go save your friends. Such a nice thing to do.
I have spared no expense in contracting the greatest assassin to ever live to bring my plan.
I think there, yeah, there's another one right there.
Slade with his own son's failure. I have bound him by.
I can't keep this up. It's like I'm being brainwashed by these creeps.
All right. My job is to keep them moving. They don't have power, they start slowing down. Darren, what can I get from the Teen Titans event? Well, I'll show you here as soon as I'm done here. U.S. server, yes, Billy. A U.S. server all the way. Not that I say I don't play on Europe. Well, I don't play on Europe on this game. Like, I feel like the European servers are very well, like when you get a good European guild, it's so nice. It's so nice. And consequently, I feel like RP play is bigger in Europe than it is in the States these days. For anybody who likes the RP play. I wish you could, like, host your own stuff in this game. It'd be so badass. Thank you. No, definitely. I'll show you as soon as I'm done here what you can get. And you can earn like also banners of the Titans, different furnitures and stuff, posters for like your layers. Which is another reason I don't feel like they should be getting rid of events, because every time they do, then what are you going to do? Some of the feats are locked to the content. So temporary events, I don't agree with. I understand it's to promote the content. I get that, but an event weekend like this does that. And you can rotate it. I mean, that's what's nice.
It's about time. We've been sitting here forever.
I think I got the other one. Last boss, Terra. Psychotic girl. She's got daddy issues. She wants Deathstroke to be her dad. In the cartoon, she wants Deathstroke to be her man. In the anime series of this, so I like the twist to it. I don't like the haircut though. That's cool. I didn't pay the event any mind because I didn't know what they were giving. Yeah, well, you have different. You have new style, and then you can purchase it. So the double drop for the credit really goes towards what you're trying to obtain on the vendor, on the event vendor. And we have different event vendors. In the game, that's why I'm kind of like,
Not the Titans, not Slade, not even your
no tank. We have no tank. Oh my god. No tank. Yeah, somebody's gonna get ripped. I'm going to try to debuff, keep her debuffed as much as possible. Keeping her defenses down is the most important aspect. I don't think she recovers much. Okay, she's going to separate people. I want to try to stay with a group. Okay, we can't do anything till they kill that. There it is. Okay. I want to stay away from her as much as possible. Once again, keep her resistance down. Debuff her as much as possible. Once I dump down, I'm going to hit everything. Then I'm going to go ahead. You want to get this, and you want to take it over. Oh shit, wrong one. Did it go? No, 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 no. I fucked that up. There it is. Hit the shield. Come gonna drop mine now. DPS is doing a good job. Dude's got the Gorilla Grodd trinket. Look at that. Oh my gosh. I haven't seen that trinket in a minute. Shut up. I think it's called Transmog Trinket or some shit. Okay, get it, get it. Oh, hell no. Go.
It's over, Terra. Give up. You need help. There is no dishonor in it. Let the Titans help you. Over? This isn't
over. Okay, now once I collect like a banner, I get like an achievement. See, one item, you could get an achievement just for collecting it. Okay, I'll wait till I'm out of here so I can see the stats.
Jericho? No.
Dude making himself look like Iceman. That is so badass. I love it when people like actually kind of make it look so close.
Go on ahead and say that.
Over 1 million power out. That's pretty good. I actually like that. That's not bad. Okay, and then there's one back here I didn't get last time. Okay. So I'll go to the hall once I check this out, and I'll show you the vendor. Oh yeah. We're going with it. Oh, nice. Nice. Got some upgrades. Lucifer, what's up? Um. $28. That is pretty relevant. Okay, 144, 144. They're both 144s. Oh, I'm up to 172. What, 171? Oh my. Oh my. All right, so actually, let me save this really quick, and then I'll go to the hall. Because I did get that new neck. I didn't get to save it. Got munitions, got to level it up. Remember, I play on Xbox. I know. If Sony ever decides to get off their little bitch ass, I can go to Titan Island too. So I'll just go to Titan Island. I'll warp there. Okay, so I can turn in this quest. That might be my daughter. Hold on. It is. 1 second. Hello? Yeah, what time do you work? Alright. Just text me. Love you. Bye. My daughter at my oldest daughter's house. She needs picked up in a few hours. Just to let me know. Okay, so Titan's equipment supplier. Okay. Come over here. And basically, you can get these items. So, for example, you can get Ryder's helmet box. Right? You can get the whole different style here. Right? Like the Ryder style. And then there's another style, too, I want to say. So, there's Ryder's. And I wanted to say at the hall, there was a different vendor. So, they have the Ryder style. Oh, hold on. What? Aha! I was about to say, did I hear something? I did. Alright, so we're going to go back to the Hall of Doom. I don't know if it's the Rider style only, but you can preview, I think you can preview them. I'm not sure. I'll have to take a look. When you go to the Hall of Doom and you come out, there's a vendor right there too. Right here is a Titan merchant. Do they give me gear around my CR? It scales up to your CR, right? It's not an increase. Yeah, it's all Rider stuff. Then you get base items. And you can preview. I wanted to say you could preview it. But like I have 82 marks. So let's say I get the Rider's vest box. Right. And then excuse me. Armor detective. Wow. That's a big jump. I'll take it. Okay, now I can go into the styles. I wish you could preview it. But I'll take a look at it. Didn't know that? Yep. So let me see. I want to know if a game like I will describe exists, because I've yet to find outside of ArcAge. ArcAge was pretty good. There's a lot of games out there that have bits and pieces of similar games, but usually they all have something unique. Detective, wasn't it? Hold on. What's the style called? Armored detective. So should be pretty easy. Okay, that's what the Armored Detective looks like. It's the Red Robin set. So you can purchase Red Robin set, which is pretty badass. That actually kind of looks cool. Red Rider. Thought it was Red Robin. Guess it is Red Rider. But anyways, so that's pretty badass though. It's still pretty badass. Okay. Let me warp back to my base, get a chest and a neck piece. I already went to the vault. I'm already done with my vault run. Okay. I need a chest and a neck piece. I'm actually going to switch up my neck and my chest, I think. Probably should go with that Guardian after all. Right there. There's what I want. I've been using health, but I think I want to go with this extended supercharge because I want to stack the effect for 10%. So what I'm trying to do, I need a head socket anyways. So I'm going to add the neck. Gonna add the chest. We're good there, we're good there. I need a back socket and a head. Ugh. I see, that's one thing. So I'm going to take 2 of the dispensers. Definitely going to get that gear. Yeah. It looks badass. Catch. Group shielding. Head. Grants 5 supercharge back. Definitely. So now I'm going to get 10% back because I'm going to get a stacked effect between this and the neck. Or the neck and the head and the chest. 5%, 5%. It'll stack. So I'm going to get 10. And then I need a back socket. Where's the cooldown of my light barrier? Yeah. And then you always want to make sure that you are running whatever you're trying to do. Well, I'm not trying to open that. There we go. Something's up with my board. Oh shit, I think my battery might have died. Alright, let me use my controller here for a second. Might be getting a alright. Yep, we're good. Okay, now my board's working. Must have just bumped my controller by accident. You focus on building castles and such. Your building skills would be highly wanted from all sides. You focus on combat. You can become extremely proficient and such. Pretty much if you want to focus on something like a walking god, skill or profession. Yeah. Bards. Yeah, bards aren't being used anymore. Bards gain bonus income, playing songs. Yeah, those, you know, a lot of people's been crying for more sandbox MMOs. And that's definitely, you know, apparent. Because we don't see those things anymore, man. You know, it is there are players wanting that type of game. Here becomes the question. The problem of it is majority of the time in the industry is it's a long, tedious aspect to make MMOs versus console games. Your console products are usually about a 2-year development, typically. So usually you have a heads up on your development team and what you're trying to do and what movies are coming out and the companies that will work with, you know, saying, oh, okay, we're coming out with this movie. Okay, we're going to make a game on it, you know, okay. And then they're working on it at the same time, you know, they're getting the aspects, they're working with the directors so about the content and what's being put into the movie. That's why the game could come out at the same time around the movie. It's marketing strategy. 2-year development. MMOs take usually up to between 4 to 5 years in development. And the problem of it is you have to pay all these people. It's a large investment. I'm talking millions of dollars. Millions. Because your team is so broad. I mean, I did a prospectus on MMOs like before. So, and it's millions. And the problem of it is finding investors and understand not only your vision, but your sensibility of the market. That unless you have millions of dollars up front, or try to get a fund me, or trying to generate that revenue, because you got to pay it out to the team. Because there's a lot to it. You not only are you developing a game, you're creating the website, you're housing the hardware, the servers, as such. You need, engineers, tech specialists, all these different people behind the scenes. So a lot of people they have an idea of MMOs and how things work, but MMOs are so much more. I'd say what I call an ideal sandbox MMO would entirely be influenced by player action, similar to EVE Online. That's what EVE Online is, a sandbox MMO, right? And Elder Scrolls has a sandbox approach within it's a unique system as far as it has class base, but it still incorporates some sandbox elements, some. Just not as much as a spreadsheet politics more, right. So, you know, the thing about it is, and I always tell people, you know, like there was a company who was going to offer me the money to create the game that I wanted to create. But like I said, there was a lot of things involved currently, and I'm sticking like left and right. Let me check my actual keyboard on my computer while I'm talking to you guys. Something's lagging. Yep. It's definitely the game or something. Nope, there we go. See? But there's a lot to it. There's a lot to the MMO industry. I always tell people if you're going to try to do something in the MMO, try to go to a fund me, try to get your prospectus, get your numbers right, man. If you get that and you know how to do startup businesses and stuff, you'll be good to go. If you don't know how to do any of that, well, you might not be good to go. Once again, investors. It's millions of dollars, 5 years. Think about this. 5-year investment with no possible return up to 5 years. Now, Unreal 4 currently allows development teams to utilize the upfront engine without any upfront cost. You can use the engine without any upfront cost. When you market the product or sell the product, Unreal will retain 5% of the initial sales for doing such. So there's a thought in that. True sandbox Elder Scrolls MMO, leveling like Oblivion, right? It's and that, in my mind, that's what Elder Scrolls should have been. It should have gone in that direction, but they did kind of keep it as close as possible, I guess, to what Elder Scrolls is. You know, and I guess, I mean, as much as it is, I felt like they kept as close as possible. You know, so I have no problems with the way ZOS decided to develop the game. Honestly, I don't. I already did the Gates of Tartarus this week. No, I didn't. Not on this tune. But, yeah. Boy. Alright. You definitely got to be all about the business aspect if you're going to get into the MMO genre. More to it than wanting to do it. There's a lot to it. There's a lot of stuff. Did that one. Once you get it going, man, it can go good. And then it can go bad. I've seen game companies just get wrecked. You know, literal towns, castles. You know, Vanguard was supposed to have this like open aspect to the development, like player currency and stuff, but it wasn't sandbox. Once again, it was class based. Linear games are out the door. They're out. If you're going back, if you're still trying to do linear, that's what it is. We sadly never see it as WoW is so successful. It forces. WoW's now having a problem though. Now it's having its problem. It's now coming to bite it in the ass. The linear system worked for so long, but now players are getting like, this game is linear in design, right? This game, for example, is a linear process. However, they made past achievements relative. So I will still play old content on a higher level to obtain feats because that helps my SP points. World of Warcraft didn't think so. So any progression made past content irrelevant. So you don't see people going into the old raids and doing those things. They try to reboot it and try to give whatever achievements, but it's just fluff. It has no relevance to your character development or its strength. And that's one thing I think DC did really well. ZOS did really well. Like there are games that have elements like, but ZOS isn't linear. It's a non-linear game. They don't have a best in slot, you know, things like that. I should have just went DPS. We have 2 support roles. This is why I feel like this should go 5-man. Once I see the emote, I'm going to grab that. Okay, now once he's angered, I want to grab this container. Yeah, World of Warcraft's now trying to redo their setup somewhat because now they're bumping into the same fucking problem. You don't want linear will die sooner or later. You will sandbox games have more potential. Problem with sandbox games is a lot of sandbox developers don't put in enough storyline content. They leave it too much up to the player. You can have a sandbox game and still provide enough content. Compelling storyline becomes a very important aspect, though. So it's doable. It's very doable.
You need to get to the security wing and find out what's going on.
I don't want pizza boxes. I'll grab this for DPS. Okay. Now I'm going to switch roles. Because I'm going to get tired of, like, fucking with damage output. Like, 2 support roles and 2 DPS are good in a group.
Honest cam is out. Not good. Damn it. Raven's down.
That's where I want him to go 5 and up the ante. That way you can have 3 support, 2 DPS. We will likely see a true sandbox come from the established world. Personally, I want to see a sandbox MMO of the Witcher series. That's an idea. Witcher's is pretty good in a lot of ways. Yeah, but depending on the location too of your development, that's going to affect your overall upfront cost too. Another thing to remember that location is a very, very finicky thing. Like ZOS is located in Maryland. Ooh, gross. The cost of living over there is ridiculous. Raid groups in the sandbox, I envision a blacksmith, alchemist. Yeah. Honestly, yeah, you can definitely have raids in sandbox. It hasn't been done a lot, but it's doable. It is very, very doable. Once again, it's all about also kind of doing something slightly different, but doing something that players can grasp quickly. And coding how you're setting up the combat system. Twitch system's the way to go in MMOs anymore. Turn-based is out. Like World of Warcraft still has turn-based system, but it's action. Like this has a Twitch system. So I still have global cooldowns, but I still have like weapon spammables, things like that. I can clip, and it's very engaging. So Twitch system for an MMO is way to go. Or you can, go like Black Desert did and go with like all action combat. So it's not a Twitch system. It's like, a fighting style type game. So kind of reminds me of Street Fighter meets MMO. Why would the person... Why did you go in? What a dork. Blacksmith to repair on the fly, alchemist for potions, priest for healing, heroes to give bards something to sing for. Cool. We can get in. Get in, get in, get in, get in, get in. There you go, Pablo. No, I feel like bards support classes are definitely neat, especially in Sandbox. If you allow players to customize their builds, the more unique aspect a player has to making their character more accustomed to their playstyle and more unique and diverse in comparison to other players, more players enjoy that gameplay. The problem with World of Warcraft wasn't the design necessarily. The marketing, what World of Warcraft did was beyond just the combat system. First, it established itself through strategy game. If you guys remember, World of Warcraft used to be like, you know, like those little strategy games that you used to be able to do. I forget what they're called. Where players would, you know, build up their troops, take over other lanes. That's what World of Warcraft started off as. And it was these like Command and Conquer. It was like a Command and Conquer fantasy version. That's what World of Warcraft started off as. What World of Warcraft did really well, and this is where they excelled, is World of Warcraft actually low-ended their system. Intentionally. They low-ended their system. So basically the game could run almost on any comp. Almost any comp. Your system requirements were very low. Hence why the graphics weren't really praised by most gamers. But it ran. So now you have a game that can be played on pretty much any system with... Oh shit, I knew that was going to happen. You could play World of Warcraft on any system. Any system. And it was like, wow, okay. You know, that's pretty cool. And, like, you could run it on a junk system. Like junk. Garbage system. And it would still perform. It would still perform. Like, you could run it. You didn't need a heavy gamer rig. You didn't. You did not. Like, we used to... When I went to World of Warcraft... And I did play it. I snobbed every aspect of it. Every aspect of it initially. And I was there like a month after the launch. And I snubbed it. Because I was like, coming from other games, I was like, low in quality graphics. No initial raid launch. None. They didn't even have it. There was no initial raid. Molten Core didn't come out until 6 months after its release. So MC was the first raid done. You ran Blackwing Lair. You did Blackwing Lair for endgame, and then you had a 10-man, what was it? Like a 10-man mini raid down in, it was called Zan something. And that was like the little mini raid endgame that we did. We finally got MC, which was our first 40-man progression, and boy, did they make it progression. They really did make that fucking raid progression-based. And it was always that way with World of Warcraft. Everything was going to be about progression. Make one boss, the first boss, easy. Make the second boss hard. Weekly resets. Everybody could get on. It was actually brilliant and time-consuming. Trash mobs, hell, you spent 6 hours in a raid, and majority of your time you spent on trash. If you got a 45-minute fight, 45-minute fight, you were like, whatever. Most raids only had, what, 4 to 6 bosses? And then basically, one piece drop, and then you had to use a DKP system, which has been used since EverQuest, for drop raids. But World of Warcraft's strength wasn't in its initial content. In my opinion, a lot of the things that they could have done better with in a lot of lore. They could have done a lot better in a lot of lore. But once again, low-end system really appealed, made it easy. And then they made accessibility easy and content challenging. Accessibility is one of the things, but now you take a look at the industry. Industry's changing. I mean, insanely changing. Accessibility to platforms is where it's at now. So this is like one of the first games that had accessibility on 2 different platforms, right? Not a lot of MMOs had that initially. You know, how many platforms is your product available? And now, going forward, we have cross-platform, which we always could cross-platform. The problem of it was the initial OS. Server connection has no problem with players on the platform. It's all about the OS, you know, the initial OS startup. So that's the issue when you're taking a look at accessibility on cross-platforming. Take the Beast Boy banner.
I'll be taking side. Tell your friends that they find not to screw with me ever again.
Don't ever screw with him ever again.
Not yet.
ESO can still be turned into a sandbox. It could. Okay, it could. Honestly, it can. It won't. The thing about it is this. ZOS would have to do
Joseph is our son.
to make that
Our elder son,
appealing to its current
died in
market?
Slade's footsteps as Ravager.
You could literally dump the class down, keep the initial skill lines, and literally use whatever. It's a lot of work, though. You're looking at about a 4 or 5 month conversion to implement such a process, and it's been done in MMOs. MMOs have converted their system, their combat system, and their build systems. It's done every day. It's a length. Some of it's easy, some of it's a little bit more lengthy. I would say in Elder Scrolls case, you're looking at 4 or 5 month process to implement all the details to do to do it. Problem of it is they would risk so many players not wanting to do that model. More professional benefit, all that. I agree with you, Phil. I do agree with you. The problem of it is ZOS has cut its niche. It has a niche aspect to the game. Like there are players who prefer Templar healing. There are players who prefer, like me, myself, Nightblade healing. There are players who prefer. So it has this approach of familiarity from a game like World of Warcraft where you have classes, but flexibility of sandbox application where the classes can play every role. That's why ZOS went with this design. Because it was appealing to the market. And it was genius because of it. It gave it its theme park elements, but made other aspects in the genre viable. Because when we take a look at crafted system in most MMOs, crafted systems in 90-something% of your games are garbage. It's junk. And ZeniMax made crafting viable. End-game crafting viable. No other game can boast such majority of the time. No other game can boast their crafting to be as well done as Elder Scrolls Online. No other game can probably boast that. ZOS can. But that's the problem. Because the way they've designed the game, it works, but now you have balance issues. You have to always be on top of balance. I don't really care about balance pretty much, as long as it's viable and it's feasible. As long as it's feasible and it has accessibility, balance can go out the window for all as I'm concerned. But you got to keep some damage output similar and close. But the biggest thing for me is when we're taking a look at PvP, which was Elder Scrolls' selling point, was the PvP, and it's gotten further away from that because you have to address counterplay in combat mechanics. And that's where Elder Scrolls, Dragon Age Inquisition isn't an MMO. That's the thing. We're talking about MMOs. Dragon Age is really good, but it's not an MMO. So when we're taking a look at the MMO market, like I said, Elder Scrolls is the best in the MMO market. Nobody can claim such. There's no other game where crafted gear in an MMO exists. There's none. There is none. And ZOS did it to the point where they made crafted gear because you could combo up crafted with it. Does ZOS even care about balance at this point? Every game cares about it, but how far does it get away from you? That's what happened to Rift. Rift was better in every way than World of Warcraft. Visually, mechanically, design, every way possible. Rift was superior to World of Warcraft. Problem with Rift was 2 points: marketing and balance. The devs at Tryon was told after the first 6-7 months, get the balance under control with the builds between each soul. Get it under control between the classes. Had Tryon listened initially, we would have been this would have been a whole different ball game. a whole different ballgame of what we're looking at. Blizzard probably would have lost not all of their customers, not even half, but a substantial amount to a game like Rift. Now, the reason they would never lose a lot, over half their customers to Rift, was the system requirements for Rift were insane. So not everybody had accessibility to a game rig like that. That was so heavy required. Like I said, Blizzard's best asset was making low-end requirements for their game. I mean, it's not graphically appealing. World of Warcraft is not fucking graphically appealing whatsoever. It looks like trash in comparison to most games. But it's accessible. It has accessibility. It has an insane amount of accessibility to it. The players don't need heavy-end rigs to play the game. So you have way more players playing the game. Now, when Blizzard also has balance issues, but here was the deal. Blizzard always readjusted classes. Frequently, very frequently. And that was why we got Flavor of the Month. This month, this class is doing good. This patch, this class is doing good. That patch, it goes on and on and on. Rift, months and months with no result. Just adding new souls, adding new content, but never taking care of the initial problem. If you don't do that, players just leave. It doesn't matter how much content you throw at a player. It doesn't matter. You can throw the best content out and it would be so amazing. But if a player's not happy because of the core mechanics of the games not being addressed, players just leave. Retention. It's all about retention. And if companies don't understand how to retain their market or their paying customers, you're losing money. ZOS at this point made a very bad mistake because they went the one direction you never go, purposely, intentionally making a class unbalanced. Now, how bad will the aftermath be? Will it be reflected? Can they get it under control in time? I have no idea. I'm not speculating on any of this. Is it relevant? Yes, absolutely. It's why I'm not paying for it. You initially did the one thing an MMO was you never do in an MMO. As a developer, you intentionally design a game to a class or a race or something to be overpowered intentionally to tip what scales? No, man. Because if players like me smell that out, we're like, peace the fuck out, man. You intentionally did it? You didn't do it by accident. You intentionally fucked the game in the classes and and now everybody has to jump to that? No. That's like, when we're taking a look at like new classes being introduced, the one fear by everybody in its player base is this class going to be overpowered in comparison? Death Knight. When Death Knight was introduced to World of Warcraft, that was everybody's fear. Is Death Knight the class that everybody's going to pick because it's overpowered? And to be honest with you, that is the only concern. When players see that, like, companies amping up a new class for a selling point, you're taking existing customers and you're not you might be attracting some new ones, but you're taking existing customers and you're turning their stomachs. So as many new customers you might be bringing in, you're going to be losing those old players. Because, if you're going to have a class-based game, you got to keep some balance. It doesn't have to be completely balanced, but you got to keep some. You better be keeping some. If you don't, you will rule that decision. Do not do that. Do not. That is one thing you don't do. I've seen it time and time again. Companies will just go plink, and then all of a sudden the company's like, what do we do? And all of a sudden they're trying to fix it. Well, sometimes the damage is permanent. Sometimes damage like that, is permanent. to your pocketbook. Like I said, Zosh should have maybe internalized that change a little bit. Got maybe a little bit of a private decision before amping up werewolves that excessive. Because I'm not playing it. I'm not paying for it. I'm not touching it. I'm not going near it. After PTS, I was more than disturbed with their incompetent decision, and somebody allowed somebody to make that call. That was a call that was probably a little leery, and then they said, "Okay, go for it. Let's see what happens." Woof. Not always the best thing, man. You got to be careful. You got to be careful when doing that shit, man. Don't take that shit lightly. You definitely, I wouldn't. Shit.
This is Waller. You are now assigned to the Suicide Squad. By now, you are intimately aware of our arrangement. Cooperate with the members of Task Force X, or I yank the leash connected to that collar.
You still play ESO? I'll PvP from time to time, but nope. I'll go in there, I'll PvP and stuff, but I don't cover any of the content recently. After the whole debacle with whatever, I'm playing other MMOs. I'm taking a break. I'm taking a timeout is what I'm doing. And I feel like it was one of those things that I had to decide for myself. There's a thing here, but I don't know where it's at. I'm not worried about it. Say good factor that was only recently brought into light was fair microtransactions. I don't care about microtransactions. If it's fluff, I honestly don't give a shit about it. Just don't make gear requirements and stuff out of it. You can put fluff in there all day. I wouldn't give a shit. To be honest with you. There's a lot of this done. Want to avoid Cerberus. Oh my god, and we're running towards him? Fuck that. Go the other way. Go the other way. Go the other way. Avoid the fucking large dog. You want to join a dueling tournament? For what? Oh shit! I'm dead. For what? ESO? I've done it with guilds and stuff. I'm not a big dueling fan. People in Elder Scrolls take fucking dueling too fucking serious. I've won a few duel tournaments. I've lost a few. I don't prefer it. Honestly, to be honest with you, I do not prefer duel tournaments. We lost our tank. Go fucking figure. And we have nothing over to. We have 1-200. This might be a scrub. Yeah. Oh no. I'm aware of the Battlefront 2 controversy. Believe you and me. Battlefront 2 is not an MMO though. Once again, I keep to the MMO market. Yeah, I don't keep to the shooters or anything else. It's all, for me, it's all about one thing, MMOs. I do not play any content that I can beat in a week and that I'm paying $60 for. And then I'm stuck doing some other stuff. It's not my idea of a fun day. So I do not play Battlefront. I don't play any of those games, man. I've got to keep farming. They've got to give me a giant fucking carrot all day long. I need a carrot. Big, big, big carrot. Yeah, let's go down this way. I don't think Cerberus is down here. You gotta avoid Cerberus. If you fucking get near him, he fucking kills your ass. He'll fucking smoke you. You gotta kill all this shit to weaken him. May not be an MMO, but still an example of, yeah. For sure. Yeah. Rift did that somewhat. Rift did have a similar little gear thing going on up until a certain point. Players were told them, you know, hey man, don't do that.
Amazons know that peace must be fought for, but war itself is not our goal. To worship Ares is to worship bloodshed, violence, every single act of conflict.
Come on, man. Oh shit! He's behind me! Oh no! I'm stuck! It's so unfair! I'm dead anyways. Ads are gonna kill me. Come here, Cerberus, you... Look at this shit. There is no way in hell I'm getting away with fucking Cerberus just fucking... Hell no. Oh, hell yeah, boy. We keep losing players, man. God dang. Jesus. Get off your little... We're all here. Let's go. Let's go. Get in. Get the fuck in here! Great. Yo, tank, you want to do something? I called your job. Get him up. I can't even get near you guys. Wow. This isn't happening. This team sucks. Team sucks. Doing a dungeon? I'm doing a raid. That's what I was doing. I was in a raid. It's a dungeon with, you know, like a lot of people. It's a bigger dungeon. That's what it is. That's what this game is. It's a bigger dungeon. Dungeons are called alerts in this game. And then you have raids. And raids are consistent of eight people. So, and we don't have it, man. We don't have this. They don't know the mechanics. It's not gonna happen. if you got players who don't know the mechanics or not asking, like, which one do you mean by bottom left? You know, it's a good indication. But honestly, like, I've been doing this Warframe, farm the class, farm the weapons, farm the pets, fucking fishing, Warframe ninjas, farm free. Yeah, it's pretty accurate. Warframe combat's really badass, though. Warframe combat is badass. I will say that. Graphically, very appealing. It's also a very graphically appealing game. So, it's another strong suit for the game. But, you know, I've been doing MMOs just for the longest time. I've been doing, prior to MMOs, I did MUDs. So, you know, I've seen the development and I've gotten to work with a lot of these companies. And, you know, developing helping them develop their product. The question of it is how proud is a company? Because at the end of the day, I mean, if you don't want to listen to your player base, you know, not just one, hundreds, thousands, whatever, you don't want to listen to that, well, you know, it's going to affect something, and you better listen to your player base. That's what I always tell. Don't be too proud, man. You know, the players who were playing your product want it to succeed. Why? Because they enjoy. There's something about your product that has them there initially. The problem of it is customers can get finicky. Consumers can become fickle when new products arise. So how are you going to retain those customers becomes now your question. Well, keeping an open mind and an open ear will do your company and your product wonders. You know, it'll do it wonders if you listen. If you don't, you know, we'll see the aftermath. Sort things out and see how it pans out. Some might be fanboys and stay it and keep it, but others will just say, hey, you know what? I'm walking away for now. You know, and maybe in a few months you guys will get your shit together. Maybe not. We'll see. Maybe I'll get bored. Maybe I'll come back and I'll fiddle with it a little bit more. But majority of the time, if a company's not going to listen, they never will. And if they never will, fuck them. It's my number one advice to any player. If a company doesn't listen to the majority of the player base, then fuck them. It's one thing to keep the core mechanics or the core aspect of the game intact, but it's another to outright refuse to listen to the customers concerning the problems that keep arising. And if you're not addressing those concerns, well, you know, you deserve to lose money at that point. So, just my personal opinion on it. Anyways, guys, I'm going to let you guys go. But if you are playing DCUO, remember there is that event, the Titan event going on. You get the double credits this weekend. Really, really nice. So the Rider outfit is the Robin looking outfit. So just keep that in mind. All right, guys, I'm going to let you go. Once again, I'm Mystic Raven. This is Mystic's MMOs. And as always, thank you and have a nice day.